I'm Miguel Saenz from Denver, Colorado, and I'm proud to say I earned my MBA in leading the customer-driven organization from Jones International University. I'm proud to say that right now I'm a strategic account manager for a company called EMC. I've been with the company for 8 years and I get to work with the most talented people across the world, from our internal employees to the external customers that we help support. These customers operate the Fortune 500 industries, and in a nutshell, we help them with risk management, create awareness, so that way they can keep their computer data storage solutions up and available at all times. Everyone goes through a lot of challenges in their life. Everyone will likely be between jobs. I happen to be between jobs at a critical part in my life. I had just had a newborn, my firstborn. He was 3 months old, and at that time I was in between jobs. And it was a little shocking because I did have an undergraduate's degree, and it was at that time that I realized, now that I'm responsible and others depend on me, it's important to make sure I develop and have a method to not be in a situation where I can't provide. The reason I decided to look at Jones International University for online education was a couple of factors. Now I have a family, I have 3 children, and I also manage work. So with those factors, I try to figure out how can I maximize my time to be able to focus, and when I'm ready to study, sit down and put in the time to do the work. The greatest woman in the world, my wife, earned her MBA through JIU 8 years earlier. She had the foresight to continue education and earn her degree prior to us starting a family. The great experience my wife had with her MBA at Jones International University, and the name in the middle, International, helped me to make a connection. We live in a global world of international perspective. So I remember she would tell me stories of working with students over in Brazil, Japan, Tennessee, and working in high tech, we often work globally as well. So there was an immediate connection to be able to just understand that there's a bigger perspective, bigger picture, and I felt Jones International University offers that. Proud to say I was a member of the Texas Army National Guard for 9 years as a military police. Being in the military helped to just develop some amazing skills. We learned about teamwork, which was one of the most important things you can do. When I made a call to JIU, I spoke with an admissions counselor, and it was very painless. They talked with me, they made me feel comfortable, and they just asked a couple of questions. And one of the questions they asked me early on is if I was a prior service member, and I was. And that was great because I immediately was able to feel an identity, a relationship with JIU, that these guys welcomed military members. And it was because of that, I think that was an extra piece of value add that I really appreciated that JIU offered. They looked for ways to help me, and once I decided to commit, JIU did their part and helped to make sure that I had everything I needed to complete my degree. I decided to pursue an MBA, not so much to get ahead. I wanted to be able to have a shot at competing for my job while also considering, before I had my degree, who would invest and take a chance on me? And after I get my degree, who else I might be able to get a chance with at their organization? My employer fully supports transforming ourselves. They promote education, and they offer a reimbursement program that I was able to tap into, which allowed me to continue my education at JIU. Going to school online made sense for many reasons. One was specifically, I didn't have to make a commute, buy extra food, buy extra gas. I was able to, when I was ready, sit down in the chair and begin my studies. It's an amazing experience, and just being able to focus and set aside the exact time you need and budget your time certainly helps to maximize the other things that are important in life, whatever they may be. The JIU courses were challenging. They were very rigorous, and compared to a brick and mortar school, I think they were even more so challenging, but certainly doable. What was invaluable was working with people from around the world. We often think of the US as just being the knowledge house of the world, but realistically, there's lots of smart people in the world that have creative ideas and work in fascinating industries. So their expertise and what they brought to the courses, as well as the curriculum, And the amazing work that the professors did to frame the courses was challenging. It took time to be able to analyze and learn from their perspectives while still making sure that I put in my time to put in some value add as well and provide content for a discussion. Working full-time, I was able to fit studies into my life. It was not easy. I certainly wanted to make sure that I was there for work. I certainly wanted to be available and part of my family. My kids are right now ages 3, 7, and 9. And the way I could do that was I had to see what time I had. And I realized that myself, I would watch a couple of movies, a few movies during the weeknights. I would go to the internet and surf, and I felt like I was gaining all this knowledge from reading several news sites and finance sites. And I realized I'm putting in about 20 hours a week when I could put that towards a degree. And ultimately, I made the shift from recreation to focusing on a degree. And in about 2 years, I had an MBA. And now that it's over, it's an amazing feeling. In my current role, since graduating, I've been able to fill in a lot of the corporate organizational gaps of knowledge and frame and design new methods of communication. And they continue to help give me ideas for new modeling designs, for new blueprints. And immediately I'm able to gain value by also sharing some of these high-level concepts around the table with my kids. So, the greatest thing that my kids are getting is, that now that my wife has had her MBA for a while, and I have too, my kids are effectively growing up with a couple of people that know a little bit about what they're talking about. I'm able to now see the connections of how the world works, of cause and effect, and of being able to frame and utilize different models across different things, whether I'm thinking of doing some work in my backyard to thinking of something creative at work to add for value add. I just look to continue to be a contributing member to the community, first and foremost. We have a lot of people here that have twinkles in their eyes, and it's exciting to just work with them, hear their ideas, and be part of something bigger, be part of a bigger think tank, whether we're solving problems for our customers, whether we're trying to figure out how to maintain our community, how to sustain the environment so our kids can be able to go out and enjoy the great outdoors. Right now we live in some of the most exciting times. My outlook on life is positive. I feel really good about where we're going, and I feel even more excited to be able to have the insight of an education to just connect the dots and feel the excitement and the possibilities that are around us.